Good morning, everybody. Glad to be here. And my name is Mark Schultz, and I am representing Aerosoft today, and I'm going to give you just a bit of an overview of where Aerosoft fits into the industry and what the products are that they provide. So we're going to jump right in. I've been here in the UK for a couple of weeks now, and if you were here last week or if you live in this area, this is a picture of the Dublin airport, and the backup was out into the parking lot, and people couldn't even get into the terminal, and Carlos is laughing. He knows what I was talking about. It was horrible. And I came through Charlotte on my way here in the US, and there was about 500 people backed up at the counter because their flights were canceled at that point in time. And we constantly are seeing maintenance delays in the industry. And so you all know that we have a challenge in the industry, which requires us to have more efficiency in everything that we do. The system is entirely stressed all the way to its limits. We have inflationary cost pressures that are facing us. We have labor and skill shortages. And then to put a twist on it, due to inflation, we have some areas which have excess labor. We have supply chain fluctuations, and we have material price instabilities. And so the question is, what's the answer? Well, it starts out with everybody has an existing IT portfolio. There isn't a single person in this room that doesn't start with an IT portfolio. And so many times we're looking at it and saying, well, where do I start? What do I do? Do I replace my system? Do I add on to my system? And so it requires us to take a look at, well, where are my important points that I'm working for? Do I need to look at my optimum aircraft configuration? Am I trying to optimize our maintenance programs in our operation? Maybe we're trying to optimize our supply chain or our materials. How about document management? We can't even have systems, digital systems, unless we have digital data as our core platform from what we're working from. Digital task cards, is that part of the need in your operation? Maybe production control, maybe records. But the challenge that we have is that everybody has an existing IT portfolio, and where do we start? What do we do? That's always the question we're asking yourself. Well, let me just say this, is that over the 24 months, I personally have interviewed or worked with or talked to over 700 different companies in the process of trying to understand what they're doing, what their challenges are. And there was one common theme which came through: efficiency and agility. People that were in the industry have to be more efficient, and we have to be more agile in everything that we do. So how do you do that? Well, it boils down to digital. Now, so what I want to do from here is I want to help you understand how Aerosoft fits into this landscape and where the niche products that they have could potentially help you in your operation. Aerosoft has three core products. They started out with a product called PMI, and that product is a core MRO system that many regional operators use throughout the world. And Aerosoft put on that a product called Web PMI in order to be able to put a more friendly front end on that MRO system. They have a core MRO system called Digimate, and then a document management system called DigiDoc, which provides a core foundation platform for digital content that can be repurposed and reused. And then they have some add-on solutions called DigiReports and DigiPlan, and then also the ability to be able to view. I'm going to go into just a teeny bit more detail on each of those for you. Let me start out with this Web PMI product. You won't be selecting PMI as a product, as an MRO system, unless you're currently using it. The purpose for my bringing this up is that there are people out there in the industry that have been using the product, the MRO product, for many years, called PMI. It's a full-featured MRO system, which has very deep and rich business logic that's been built over 20 plus years. And in order to be able to modernize that and leverage the investment that these companies have in their MRO system, there's been a web front end that's been put on that. So number one, if you are a user of PMI, you have the opportunity to put a web on that in order to be able to modernize it and continue to be able to leverage the investment that you have and the connections you have in your MRO system today. Next, we have the product, well, that's Web PMI, just some of the screens on it. The next, we have the second product, which is Digimate. Digimate is also a full-featured web-based MRO system, which was designed to target more regional operators in the tier 2 market space. If you're operating in a regional operator in a regional market space, Digimate is likely a full-featured MRO system, which is cost-effective and meets the needs of many people that don't maybe have the budgets or the ability to be able to implement some of the systems today and some of the costs that are revolved around some of the other systems that you see in the industry today. Yet, the business logic in it is very powerful and strong, and was based on the knowledge that was built from the PMI product and the other systems and solutions that Aerosoft has for 20 plus years. These are just some examples of some of the screens and all the typical core features that you would find in an MRO system. And we find that it works best for regional operators. Then we have some add-on components called DigiReports, which give you very flexible ability to be able to do some analytics and reporting on the MRO system that exists, as well as DigiPlan, which gives you the ability to be able to plan work based on the utilization of either PMI or the Digimate product. Next, I want to talk to you a little bit about DigiDoc. DigiDoc is a product which enables the creation and management of digital content. The capabilities of DigiDoc are very unique in the industry. There are other providers out there, but DigiDoc has been one of the content management systems that provides structured and unstructured content to the industry for many years now. And we can't deliver digital solutions unless we have digital content. And so one of the core business problems that DigiDoc is solving is providing you with digital data that you can repurpose and reuse. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about what that looks like. So we basically have the ability to be able to do OEM data loads, to be able to do revisions, to change data, to be able to do service bulletins and airworthiness directives, to be able to create digital task cards, to be able to author and repurpose and publish task cards for use within the system. There's some other core features like you can have effectivity resolution of very complex documents. If you're a regional operator, you'll know that Bombardier, Mitsubishi, and Embraer have very complex effectivity statements. And DigiDoc has solved the problem of resolving effectivity and being able to present effectivity-specific information for maintenance accomplishment. A couple of screens basically showing the ability to be able to bring in OEM documents and to be able to do revisions and to do reconciliation between custom changes within your operator-specific changes that you've made and the OEM revisions that have come in and the original core documents to be able to allow you to effectively manage the documentation that you're using, the digital documentation that you're using. To be able to manage and update the illustrated parts catalog, to be able to input temporary revisions, and to be able to address wiring diagrams and maintenance planning documents. One of the things that's really key and important within the industry is, most of us have mixed fleets that have been created over many years, and that's resulted in many different kinds of data that exists, whether it be paper or PDF or structured or unstructured data. And so it's very difficult to say we have one system which handles one kind of data. And so what DigiDoc has done is created a hybrid kind of an environment to allow you to have SGML, XML, PDF, and to be able to bring those together into a common environment and publish them together for use in combined documents, for maintenance and maintenance accomplishment. That's really critical when you have mixed fleets that exist. And then finally, the delivery of the content to the users. So I'm going to bring this to a little bit of a conclusion by just talking about Aerosoft, who they are. Aerosoft uniquely focuses on software and services for maintenance and engineering, specifically MRO systems and content management systems, and have actually been in business and solidly financial, for over 25 years at this point. A couple of example clients. Endeavor is one of the largest clients that Aerosoft has. And what you'll note is that they are a regional operator that has almost 200 airplanes. And they use PMI and DigiDoc to do content management. And then we have Iceland Air. And one of the key unique features about Iceland Air is they've been integrated with another external MRO system. And so DigiDoc itself is being used to be able to integrate with other MRO systems to give you that full rich authoring and editing capability that you might not have in your own MRO system. And then finally, another example is Amerijet, who operates cargo aircraft that are highly customized and have the need to be able to have custom documentation be available for repurposing and accomplishing maintenance. So those are some of the key customers that Aerosoft has. That's Thanos and Barron, and they'll be out there in the area by the bar where you picked up your beer or your Coke last night, and you can just stop by and see them over there. And I just want to challenge you by just saying, what's next for you, all right? And if you're paralyzed and you don't really know what to do and you don't know what's next, the thing that I told you at the beginning is that agility and efficiency are common themes that we all have, and we need to be able to move forward. And so my recommendations are take a look at a project scope. Look at what the future holds for you. Take a look at your existing IT portfolio. What data do you need and what data do you have? Look at the needs of the business and just take a step forward. What you need to do is just move. Don't be frozen and don't worry about all the airplanes stacked up on the ramp and the line that goes out into the parking lot. Let's figure out how we can effectively be able to optimize and create efficiency and agility out of the systems that we have. Come out and see Aerosoft, and they'd be happy to give you some demonstrations. Thank you very much.